They invented the home video game industry, Pong, Space Invaders, the Atari 2600, by 1982. Atari was generating $2 billion a year, then they made one game, in 5 weeks, and buried the entire industry, literally, in a landfill in New Mexico, 1972. Nolan Bushnell founds Atari. Pong becomes the first commercially successful video game, by 1977. The Atari 2600 brings the arcade home, by 1982. Atari controls 80% of the home video game market. $2 billion in annual revenue, the fastest growing company in American history. Nobody could touch them. July 1982, Atari licenses the E.T. the extraterrestrial game from Steven Spielberg. For $25 million, the game must ship by Christmas. That gives developer Howard Scott Warshaw exactly 5 weeks to build it, a full game. In 5 weeks, Warshaw warns his managers it cannot be done properly in that time. They ship it anyway. Atari produced 5 million E.T. cartridges for a console with 10 million owners, assuming every single owner would buy the game. They were wrong. The game was unplayable, confusing, broken, reviews were devastating, returns flooded back to retailers. Then consumers stopped trusting Atari entirely. Then they stopped trusting video games entirely. The market collapsed 97% between 1983 and 1985. In September 1983, Atari trucks 14 truckloads of unsold E.T. cartridges to a landfill in Alamogordo, New Mexico, buries them, pours concrete over them. The burial was so infamous, so symbolic, that in 2014 a documentary crew excavated the site and found them, still there, under the desert. Atari did not die from competition. In 1982 they had no serious competitors. Atari died from greed, the greed of a licensing deal that prioritized a Christmas deadline over a playable product. The greed of producing 5 million units of a game nobody wanted. The greed of assuming that their customers would buy anything with the Atari name on it. They were wrong, and the entire industry paid the price. Atari invented an entire industry, then destroyed consumer trust in that industry so completely that it took Nintendo 3 years to rebuild it from scratch. In Japan, the company that started it all ended up the cautionary tale that every game developer since has been warned about: move too fast, cut too many corners, ship something broken. And you don't just lose your company, you lose the entire market you built. This is Corporate Autopsy, a new case. Every week, subscribe, because the fastest way to destroy trust is to ship something you know isn't ready.